When implantation doesn't happen, the conversation usually gets very narrow very fast. People start focusing on the uterus, on the lining, on the timing, on the protocol. And while those things do matter, implantation is not something the uterus decides on its own. It's a whole body decision. In this episode, I want to zoom out and talk about how gut health, inflammation, and even the vaginal microbiome can quietly interfere with implantation, even when the embryos look good and transfers are done correctly. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fat Fertile and host of Get Pregnant Naturally, a functional fertility second opinion. I've spent the last decade working with couples who've been told everything looks fine, yet implantation keeps failing. What we almost always find is the issue isn't the uterus alone, it's the environment the uterus sits in. We are going to talk about three patterns that we see. Pattern number one, implantation is an immune decision, not a mechanical one. One of the biggest misunderstandings is that implantation is just about getting the embryo in the right place at the right time. In reality, it's the immune system that has to calm down, has to be calm enough, flexible enough, and receptive enough to allow implantation to happen. When there's ongoing inflammation in the body, which we see all the time with our clients, the high sensitivity C-reactive protein, and that inflammation can be coming in from a food sensitivity, a gut infection, blood sugar imbalances, thyroid imbalance, oxidative stress, nervous system disruption. It's not about chasing this thing around a circle. What are the systems that are driving inflammation and then making a targeted plan? Even low grade, that immune tolerance gets harder to achieve. This is why implantation can fail even when the lining looks good and the embryo is strong. Pattern number two, how the gut quietly sets the tone for implantation. I have done multiple episodes over the 8 years of this podcast, all on the health of the gut microbiome. Most people don't connect gut health to implantation, but the gut is one of the main regulators of the immune system in the body. And if the gut barrier is compromised or the microbiome is out of balance with parasites, bacterial infections, fungal issues, inflammatory signals don't stay local, they're going to circulate. When the immune system is already on edge, implantation becomes a heavier lift. And that's why focusing on the uterus often misses what's actually driving the pattern. We see couples that are passing infections back and forth because you're swapping fluids, and we couples with a similar gut microbiome. So he's got an infection, you've got an infection, you pass it back and forth, and you never actually clear it. And that could be why you've got a perfect embryo and it's not working. Even though, his sperm is fine, the DNA fragmentation has been checked, we've looked at his blood work. A lot of times that has not been done. So you've got embryos that are making it past day 3 and then they're arresting. We need to look at the health of your partner and also the biological environment where that embryo is actually implanting. Looking at the gut microbiome is key. It is regularly missed. Pattern number 3, this is where the vaginal microbiome. Now, there's many people that are running off and doing a vaginal microbiome test. It is important not to just do these things in isolation. Again, we need to go upstream. If the health of the vaginal microbiome is off, we've got bacterial vaginosis, we've got chronic UTIs, we've had pregnancy losses, anyone on the fertility journey. We need to look at the vaginal microbiome, but we start with the gut microbiome. We look at food sensitivities. It's a whole pictures approach. Sometimes people, I've done the vaginal microbiome test. I found out I had uroplasma. I took antibiotics. Tick, that's been done. No, that's only part of the equation. If the vaginal microbiome is off, then we also see the seminal microbiome. It's not getting in the weeds here. We need to go high level and see exactly what is happening. It's another piece that's often overlooked. The vaginal microbiome plays a role in how the immune system behaves locally during implantation. When that environment is disrupted, it can create subtle inflammatory signals that don't show up on standard testing. It's rarely the only factor, but it's often a bigger part of the inflammatory picture that has not been fully assessed. If you are preparing for a transfer, you want to understand why implantation hasn't happened, I put together a free embryo audit checklist. It helps you step back, look at the systems that influence implantation so you make an informed decision, including inflammation, gut health, immune signaling before moving forward with another cycle. You can download it at hello@fatfertile.ca, subject line checklist, or there's a link in the show notes. If you've already experienced failed transfers, you're not comfortable just repeating the same step again, a functional fertility second opinion may be helpful for you. This is a diagnostic review of your history, your labs, to identify what may be interfering with success before making another decision, spending a whole bunch of money when we haven't addressed the systems in the body. If that feels like a right next step for you, go to hello@fatfertile.ca, subject line fertile, and send me a message and I'll send you the link, or there's a link in the show notes. Take care.